In this video, we're going to look at how to create an HTML web page. I started off by creating a text file and renaming it as index.html. Notice that the extension .html is a replacement for the extension .txt. If you can't see your extensions, please have a look at a previous video. Now, the key thing about designing web pages is that you have to work in two separate applications. First of all, you need to see what the file has as its text. So I'm going to open this in Notepad. There it is in Notepad, and you'll see that it has no content at all. Most web pages, however, are opened in a web browser. So I'm going to open this in my browser, Internet Explorer. And again, you will see that it displays nothing, mainly because there is nothing on the page. Now, all HTML web pages start with a tag at the top, HTML. A tag, you will notice, has this symbol at the beginning and this symbol at the end. So like a less than and a greater than sign. And tags mostly come in pairs. So I'll have an HTML at the beginning and an end HTML at the end. This means that the browser knows where the HTML begins and where it finishes. And just like humans, HTML files have a head, and notice I close the head file, and then a body. And you'll see that I have a beginning body tag and an end body tag. Nothing should go between the head and the body here. There should be no text between these two. This is where the body stuff goes, and then the HTML finishes it off. I can now file and save this. And this browser rendering of this page, I now need to refresh, and you can see that nothing happens. Okay, so let's now put something on the page. So inside the body, perhaps we could put a heading using the h2 tag of Stegosaurus. That's what our page is going to be about. And then end the heading. When I save this and I refresh this, I can use F5 to refresh the browser. You'll see that Stegosaurus appears on my web page. Indeed, I quite like this bit here, which is where the title is, to be a little different to that. We don't want the path there. We'd prefer to have Stegosaurus in there. So we can use a title tag. Now, that's not a title on the page. Yeah, we can put Stegosaurus in there. In the title. When we save that, we'll see that we've now got Stegosaurus in here and Stegosaurus there. So we now put something on the page, and we've addressed that issue just up there. You'll see that I've now added some text to my web page, and if I save that and press F5, the text all appears together, but we'd quite like it in the two paragraphs that are here. We can now use the paragraph tag. You see there P and an /P at the end of it, and this will divide the text into paragraphs. And we'll save it, refresh, and we can now see that we've got our two paragraphs. We're now going to add a picture of the Stegosaurus to our web page. We do this like this by adding the image tag, src, and then I've created a folder inside the folder where the index.html is. So I've got a new folder called images. I've put stegosaurus.jpg, a legal image that I've downloaded, and then I've used this alt attribute here to put equals a picture of the Stegosaurus. This is for those people who are visually impaired, because their software that reads web pages require us to be able to see what the image is, so they will understand what the image is. If they can't see it, their reader will pick up on that and say there's an image of a stegosaurus there. This is a legal requirement when building web pages, incidentally. Once we've done that and we've saved it, we can then go here and press F5, and we see that our stegosaurus appears on the page. We're now going to put a link on the page, and we do this using the anchor tag, this A tag here. Then we use an attribute called href, which we set to be the page on Wikipedia where we want the user to go. So you could put in here things like http bbc.co.uk or whatever. Those are the links, so that's the URL to the page. When you close the anchor tag, you then put in the text you want to be linked, and then here you close the anchor tag. Remember that the image is the only one on this page that doesn't have a closing tag. When I save this and refresh my page, you'll see that the stegosaurus on Wikipedia appears. If I now click this, it takes us to the Wikipedia page. I'm going to go back. If you want it to open in a new page, you can use target equals underscore blank like that. So target equals underscore blank. And when you run that now, the stegosaurus will appear in a separate window, thus meaning that this still appears. Finally, on this page, we're going to look at lists. So I'm going to put here some text, and you'll see first of all that we've got a heading Other Prehistoric Animals, and then here we've got this UL. This tells us it's an unordered list. That means the list doesn't have to be in order. If you use OL, you'll get numbers or bullet points, or you get numbers or letters. Then each item in the list has its own separate pair of tags, LI, end LI, LI, end LI, and then right at the end, /UL. That tells us that the list has ended. If we save that now, we can see we get other prehistoric animals, and you can see the bullet points now for the T-Rex, the pterodactyl, and the Spinosaurus. What would be quite good is if we could take our link here and pop that link in there and put it between an LI and LI. Now that goes after the A and A, so I've opened and closed them in the right order. And there, Stegosaurus on Wikipedia. You could then find out the same for the T-Rex, the pterodactyl, and Spinosaurus, and also link them to Wikipedia. That should enable you to get going with your first web page.